360 Sports on Trust TV. Time to take a look at the world of sport as it's happening live all across the globe. Well, I am Adeni Ajishafe. It's time to take you through the world of sport, the juicy world of sport right now. Now, we will be talking about taking a review of all the sporting activities that happen from Monday through Friday. We'll pick some of it and also be taking the preview of the matches that will be coming up this weekend over there in Europe. Well, quickly, let me introduce the guests in the house in the person of Sunday. Good to have you, Sunday.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, let's start from weightlifting, where 3 Nigerians, they've done well so far at the weightlifting championship taking place in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, where we have Adeniyi Adijat, and not forgetting Stella Kingsley, who opened the floodgate of medal for Nigeria. Stella Kingsley was able to win. She was able to win in 49-kilogram category, gold medal for Nigeria. While Adijat Olaniyi also added another one to make it 2 gold. She also won 1 silver and 2 bronze medal before Udofia, talking about Udofia, Edidion also adding another silver yesterday, making it at least we have 2 silver, 2 bronze, and 2 gold medals. So far, 6 medals over there in Tashkent for Team Nigeria in weightlifting, as they did well, competing in all the category, 49-kilogram category, 55-kilogram category, and also 67-kilogram category for Edidion Umofia, not forgetting Stella Kingsley and Adijat Olaniyi. The 3 weightlifters, they've done so well for Nigeria in this competition. Nigeria, we have 7 weightlifters there, 5 ladies and 2 men, and so far 3, they've gotten about 6 medals, 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals.
Fascinating result, if you ask me, for Team Nigeria, because they've already made us proud, despite the fact that for those of them who have won this medal, they are going to feature at the Commonwealth Games come 2022. And I believe this is going to boost a whole lot of athletes' morale into the coming years. And of course, the Weightlifting Federation must be fully encouraged by the government, and for them also to keep fit and to continue this winning stride. They need to be given some motivation in terms of incentives, in terms of opportunities to showcase their talent in subsequent championship.
I love the fact that at least when they were going, even though the news came out, but I would call it a quiet achievement, because the attention they are getting now, no much noise was made about they are going now. 7 of them, that shows that out of 7, 3, they've gotten 6 medals. It shows that if you look at a team representing Nigeria, that shows we presented our best, and they are giving us results so far.
Absolutely, I will agree with you, because in terms of weightlifting in Nigeria, we've been very outstanding in the previous records we have in more of those championships, even outside the shores of the country. So I believe more ideas, more creativity, more resources can be channeled into such sports that is giving us so many sources when it comes to competing, even at the national scene, on international scene rather. So I believe if they are prepared for the 6 weeks, they have already given their best in readiness for the championship. It's a world stage. They need kudos. They need more of encourage,ment.
And it means, I think it's high time, if we can discover our area of strength in sport. If you can master 4 or 6 or 10 sport, that, okay, this sport, we have our strength here. It means any competition that we attend, we always win medals. Look at the para-powerlifters. Any competition you see, you have those Nigerians are competing. You know that, in fact, all the other countries know that these Nigerians are coming to win. Para-powerlifting, weightlifting. You look at formerly, we have a lot of strength in athletics, although that's dropped a bit. Hopefully, we can get it back.
Even in wrestling, we have
wrestling
such
too.
Medal assurance. We also have more of success as well in table tennis. So I believe in all these sports.
Even basketball.
Basketball, of course. All these sports, our Nigerians needs to rally around support for them, not just football now. We don't have anything against football. Football is like mother of sports in the globe, but nevertheless, you look at your strengths, you look at where you're striving better. So I think more attention should be given to all these sports, from our Ministry of Youth and Sports, even from the grassroots level to the national level, and of course to the international scene, whereby we'll be having more of a podium finishing. Look at what happened at the just concluded Tokyo 20 Olympics, where we have just 2 medals. In spite of the fact that we have ready for months, we have breed athletes from different sporting events. Eventually, athletics and wrestling just gave us 2 medals, bronze and silver respectively. But I think Nigeria need to pen down some attention into these sporting activities or sporting federations that are giving us medals, such as table tennis, weightlifting, wrestling, and of course basketball and the likes of others, so that we'll be able to give a good account of ourselves at the international scene.
We just hope that Nigeria will continue to win more medals as they still compete over there in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, in the competition IWC Championship taking place there. It will be also a qualifier to the Commonwealth Games that will be coming up in Birmingham in England next year. But as it is right now, we've gotten 6 medals, 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze from Stella Kingsley, Adijat Olarioye, and also so not forgetting Edidion Mofia there. Good one there. They've done well for Nigeria in this sport called weightlifting, and we hope that the remaining weightlifters will also add more into these medals that we've so far gathered. Good one there. We just have to review that particular sport because during the week, they've started it since on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These medals keep coming, and now out of 7, 3 have won medals, 6 all in all, and we hope that they will add more to it, talking about weightlifting there. Still taking some review now. News came out also during the week that the boxer called Tyson Fury could be retiring. He hinted on retirement, as it said that he's looking at he's considering his age, and also that he doesn't want to stay long fighting as a boxer. He will take a couple of fights, and after that he will be dropping that sport. Why? According to Tyson Fury, he doesn't have much things to prove to anyone anymore. After all, he has won almost all his fights. He has won everything in boxing. Now he's looking at taking the unified heavyweight champion to be of the world. So if he can't get the heavyweight champion or unified, then that means he has achieved everything he wants to achieve. As news came out that he could be fighting against Dillian White and also maybe Alexander Usyk if Anthony Joshua will be stepping aside. Anthony Joshua will have to have a rematch with Alexander Usyk, who actually taking all his bet from him. But now, if everything goes well, it might just be Tyson Fury that will be facing Alexander Usyk in the WBA, WBF, and all the joints belt joined together. Well, he's holding the WBC belt. As it is, Dillian White is also a challenger, a mandatory challenger against Tyson Fury. But Fury hinting at retirement, a lot of people were shocked because they look at, well, he has done it before, he came back, and now at the age of 33, he's also talking about after a couple of fights, 2 or 3 fights, he will be dropping his boxing glove.
Well, it's well expected from a prolific fighter like Tyson Fury, because over the years he has given good accounts of himself. He has shown to people that it is worth competing for, having given more of his attention in the early stage of his career to fight different people from different continents and different backgrounds, and gaining so much followership and success in terms of boxing world. I believe nobody can contest forever, just like we all know sport comes with a time frame of one's age and one agility when it comes to combat sports such as boxing. Look at what Mayweather did. He had a standing record and he stepped aside because at a point your physical metabolism, your psychological minded, your inward ability gradually will have to be fading off, because while you're growing up you see more fears. You seems to be more brave and fierce, but eventually with age you had to just give into coaching or other aspects of the administrative sport in order to contribute your quota, because you can't fight forever. But it is a very welcome idea for him. It is a very ideal thing for him to do, considering retirement after amassing such a landmark and followership. But I believe he can also take one more or two fights before he can just throw in the towel and say, okay, I've gotten what I want. I need to start making a role model out of what I've gotten for others to follow, like for people to follow him up and ensure they get to understand his tactics and fight under his training campaign in order to excel in boxing.
Well, as it is right now, Tyson Fury says he will be looking at retirement any moment from now, because after a couple of fights, he will be facing either Dillian White, Alexander Usyk, or maybe Anthony Joshua. But he said a couple of fights, he will be dropping his glove. He doesn't want to continue to fight at the age of 33. He doesn't want to do it till 40. He has his own time of dropping his glove. But right now, he has nothing to prove anymore, as he has won everything. And now, all he wants to do is to enjoy his life. Well, coming from Tyson Fury, the Mancunia, right now, the Gypsy King, as he's called, Tyson Fury there. Now we move away from reviewing. We review weightlifting during the week, and we looked at boxing. This time around, let's go and talk about the Nigerian Women Football League. Nigerian Women Football League started. Match day one started. A lot of people didn't even know, because of I think much publicity needs to be given to this particular competition, because the organizers, the Nigerian Women Football League, a lot of people didn't know, although maybe it was overshadowed by the UEFA Champions League, but it started where teams Bayelsa United, Bayelsa Queens, they won their game convincingly, while Rivers Angels, they drew in their last game, despite the fact that they have experience over the CAF Women Champions League. They drew their game, and a lot of matches that was played across. Nigeria Tales of Abuja, yes, they were able to at least show that they are not just a pushover in this competition. Looking at the Nigerian Women Football League, match day one, we are looking at how those matches went, despite the fact that a lot of people did not know, due to the much attention on UEFA Champions League being played at the same day of that particular competition. But our own women league has been the one where a lot of ladies have been able to showcase their talent, and the Storm have been able to at least make name for themselves, moving to Europe, playing in the national league, national team rather, and also at least taking care of themselves and their families. Well, looking at women football in Nigeria, the week one have started. That is match day one in the Nigerian Women Football League. Now we'll be looking at where all the teams will play. They will meet before the Bridge League. Normally, that is the norm now in the women football. But despite the quietness, the team were able to still do the business.
Of course, is a way forward for Nigeria Football Premier League, Women Football League. I believe maybe because the fact that the venues are being changed to far away north, maybe that's why the followership is not that volume enough. But nevertheless, we need to give more attention to our women football, because so far so good, they've been part of the society, and they will always be part of the society. Forget the fact that there is so much attention in other sports. We need to give women football a place to have a gender balance, because over the years, they have proved to us that women can still put to bed and still play football. Women can still take care of home chores and the family, and also manage their body in order to showcase their innate talent through sports. So I believe more publicity should be given to them. What Aisha Falode is doing is quite impressive. More followership should be channeled to that direction, and of course resources, because it is not easy for women to do all kind of women responsibility duties and at the same time play football. The other time we watch a pre-season here in Abuja, where you have Nigeria Raptors host other teams like Conference Queens, Bayelsa Queens, Edo Queens, and so on and so forth. And so many results, upsetting results, so many exciting moments was showcased. But I believe they need more attention and more publicity should be given to them so that they will be able to do more in that mass in order to drag more attention of the general public into women football and sport development.
Nigerian women football should rather be seen as business too, because of the way
Absolutely.
the mentality of people needs to change.
Absolutely.
When we see football, really, as we always use our slogan that sport is business, really, if we take it seriously, a lot of revenue, money can be generated, employment opportunities, and you can also take off the streets all this issue of miscreants or social vices can be reduced to at least some minimum level. But now, the way we see sport in Nigeria, I think it needs to be changing now, especially the women side of it, where the leagues, the teams playing the league now, by now we're supposed to have at least 20. If the way Nigerians love football, I think attention needs to be given to women concerning their league, how they run it and all that. Although they've been getting support, but I think more should be given. And also looking at the issue of publicity, a lot of people didn't even know that our women league was starting that same Wednesday. And you look at the fact that, could it be coming from the organizers that they didn't give more credence to it, or what happened? Because it's as if the news went so quiet. It was until after they played the match that the results are flying around.
Like I said earlier, I noticed because of the change of venue. Usually you have matches play in the south, in this central, southwest rather, and some other places that are very familiar with football activities. It's not as if the north is not familiar with football activities. The north is where sport oriented. They are where sport inclined, if you use that word, because it's female football or women football. A lot of people don't want to give it a second thought. You have to channel your attention to that direction, not just in the publicity angle, now in the resources wise, and giving them the necessary payments or wages that they deserve. Because if you look at women football in other parts of the world, it's a way of making a living. Take for instance the Bafana of South Africa. Take for instance the national women football team in USA, and of course the German women football team and other European countries. There is so much attention given to them because it's a profession. I think our government needs to start seeing sport as a profession. For those of us who grew up in the West, Lagos precisely, we understand that if you go to some part of the Lagos, well-populated part of Lagos, you'll find out that during weekend activities, the only vibes that these people enjoy is sporting activities. I remember those days you go to the boxing gym, you go to football pitch, within Surulere, you see so many vibes. Within, then it wasn't much of Agege, much of Maintu, beggar houses. Within Apapa region, down to Surulere, you see Yaba, you see many attention given to sporting activities. Why? Because the people seem more excited. They prefer it to the glass houses where others live on the island. Why? Because there is cohesion, there is unity, there is vibrancy, there is projection and life that comes through sport. So I believe if more attention is given to our women football, seeing them as professionals, not just as roadside or school dropouts, is going to give us a whole lot of opportunities to leverage on, because some of them are professionals in their career, some are doing different professions in different fields, so they just had to go into football just to balance it up, to prove the point that in Africa, women don't just do home chores or being wife material. They can still rather do sport for a living and other professional things.
We just hope that Nigerian Women Football League will get the act together. It's getting better. Well, we just hope it will continue to get better. Reviewing the Nigerian Women Football League match day one, there are a lot of matches that was played in the league. And now we will be looking at another one that happened during the week, the big one, the UEFA Champions League. We are reviewing most of these things that happened. Looking at UEFA Champions League during the week, well, the biggest one that, okay, a lot of people were thinking maybe Barcelona will be able to scale through. We are reviewing both UEFA Champions and also Europa League. In the UEFA Champions League, Bayern Munich, they defeated them, and now they silenced Barcelona there. Now they have dropped to the Europa Cup. They won't be playing the Champions League for like 20 years now. It has not happened to that team, but they are feeling it. Messi is gone out of that team, and Xavi is back. But what is wrong with Barcelona? Well, that's a story for another day, but we are just reviewing the UEFA Champions League. The biggest news then was that Barcelona not making it to the round of 16 alongside AC Milan and some other clubs. But the attention was really on Barcelona. UEFA Champions League for the week under review, and also let's look at Europa League. Europa League also happened. A lot of matches were played, and you just have to give it up to teams like West Ham United, Eintracht Frankfurt of Germany, who did well. Olympiacos all qualified for in their own group. Red Star Belgrade also scaled through. Talking about the different matches that was played in the Europa League during the week, where some teams dropped, some teams qualified. But the runners-up in the Europa League will play in the Europa playoff before they can qualify for the round of 16. As it is right now, clubs like Real Sociedad, they've also scaled through, and the likes of Lyon, they've also scaled through. Rangers of Scotland are not the one for Nigeria. They've qualified for the next round, but they will play in the playoff as they came second in their own group behind the Lyon. Well, those are at least we are looking at UEFA Champions League, but I think the biggest story in the UEFA Champions League was Barcelona not making it to round of 16 for a very long time. This has not happened to that team.
Yes, if you look at Barcelona at the moment, you'll find out they are struggling with their tactical delivering. They are giving so much concern to their supporters because they lost a major player who is a renowned superstar, of course, Lionel Messi, and also changing coaches here and there. And now that Xavi just came in, he needs to blend with the pattern of what's on ground, or he needs to understudy what the material that is available, like the players available, the ones not with injury, who and who to work with. So I believe it is high time they start recruiting more players. It is high time they start building a formidable force. I remember those days where they used to be top rivals against the likes of Manchester United, the likes of Chelsea. You know, those days that they have Carlos Puyo, they have Lionel Messi coming up, you have Samuel Eto'o. It was more intense. It was more euphoria. It was more fantastic, you know, when it comes to playing Barcelona. And they will always give you their slogan: you can't come to Camp Nou and win, even though you're going to win in other parts of the world, but you can't defeat them in Camp Nou. And I think that gives them a whole lot of impetus, give them a whole lot of morale. It increased their morale boosting. And at the end of the day, they end up losing what is more valuable to them. But I feel they can still buckle up. They can still work with what they have at the moment. And if they recruit more players, they are going to get a better option in order to stand a challenge next time. But let's not forget the fact that Champions League is meant for the teams that are more ready. We are not talking about your previous record now. You have to be ready at the moment to deliver, not just being the fact that you've won it countless times. You have to be ready. Many occasions you can see Real Madrid struggling, even with the underdog teams, and eventually they buckle up and they came back from the preliminary and they got the needed qualification, well deserved. But I feel Barcelona still have a chance if they come next season. So after the Europa, with time, they will buckle up.
Well, we've been talking about the UEFA Champions League and Europa League in review during the week. A lot of matches were played there where teams like Real Madrid, they've done the business to the round of 16, topping their group there. Just have to give it up to Liverpool, Chelsea, not forgetting Manchester United. Despite the crisis there, they were still able to make it. Good one for that team. And you just have to look at other teams too that also scaled through in the Europa League. West Ham, it seems that David Moyes has changed the fortune of that club right now, making a lot of statement. Despite the loss in their match, they've done the business earlier, and they also top their own group. Not forget the Eintracht Frankfurt, as earlier mentioned, the likes of Red Star Belgrade, and other teams that qualify. Looking at those competitions in review, well, if you look at it from weightlifting, we talk about Stella Kingsley, Adijat Olarioye, and Edidion Umovia winning medal for Nigeria. 2 gold, 2 silver, 2 bronze medal in weightlifting, as it's taking place in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, at the World Weightlifting Championship there. Where right now, 2 of them they've qualified for. The Commonwealth Games. And also we look at boxing in review, talking about Tyson Fury hinting at retiring after taking some couple of fights. We also look at Nigerian Women Football League in review, talking about their first match they won in the NWFL before we went to the UEFA and Europa League in review. Those are the review we are just finished now. Before we'll be taking you on the review or the preview of the matches for this weekend, and also talking about volleyball, let's go on a short break. By the time we come back, we'll take you through the world of sport.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Still on 360 Sport on Trust TV. We are here to give you those side you want to hear again. Well, it's going to be a final phase in the world of volleyball as it's starting today at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja, where the volleyballers are right now. They are ready to go. They want to play. Well, the boys, the girls, the ladies, the men, they want to talk about volleyball as the final phase will be coming on, will be kickstarting today in Abuja. Nigerian Volleyball Federation, volley excellence. I love that particular slogan, their motto. Well, they are trying to see how these volleyballers finally they will be running the league down, and this will be happening starting live from today. That particular competition is another good platform for all Nigerian volleyballers from any part of the country, at least converging in Abuja now, where they will be showcasing their talent in the volleyball final phase.
Interestingly, is going to be a bigger one for the Nigerian volleyball family, because now they are back to the final phase where it matters most. We noticed even at the first phase in Kwara, Ilori, where the games were played at the University of Ilori, Nigeria volleyball family, and of course there were so many attention, so many followership, and even the Kano Pillars came from nowhere. They have been the second runner-up in the previous season, but in the first phase, they were able to edge over Nigeria Custom and Nigeria NCDC, where they got 24 points, I beg your pardon, and NCDC got 21 points, as well as Nigeria Custom amassing 20 points. And of course, in the women category, we also have NCDC taking the first position, where they have about convincingly 18 points. And of course, you have Nigeria Custom getting 10 points, and of course, Nigeria COAS, that's Nigeria Chief of Army Staff, getting 10 points rather, while Nigeria Custom got 15 points. It was a reunion, more or less. It was like a tense, intense, and competitive moment for Nigeria volleyball families. It is a place also whereby you see teams whereby they are just coming to the league, like the likes of Kada Queens, giving the best they have to ensure they stand against other teams that have more veteran players and experienced national team players. But nevertheless, we are just overall excited that other events, sporting events, are taking place now in the capital city. Usually, we know sporting activity take more more venues like Lagos, Kano, Port Harcourt, so on and so forth. Thankfully, Abuja, the capital city, is welcoming many sporting activities, and for volleyball family, it's going to be an historical moment for the fact that they are going to wrap up the year having have a just concluded Division 1 few weeks ago, and also other sporting volleyball sporting activities in the capital city, and now they are playing the final phase of the volleyball league. We still look forward to more upsets. We still look forward to more surprises and more exciting moments.
I look at the fact that this team, Safety Babes,
yes,
that this team that are coming from the Federal Road Safety, the way they play handball, when you watch them, they always want to stand out. They have Safety Babes, even their men. You also look at Niger, talking about Niger team,
yes,
always outstanding. Niger Porters. Not forgetting Sokoto Rimas. Sokoto Rima, the Rima strikers, they are also very good, both in volleyball and also in handball. You just have to look at all these teams, the way they play their games. I think one way I see the northern side kind of very good in volleyball and handball.
Yes, not just volleyball and handball. I remember those days in my high school days, I was privileged to visit some part of the north, like Niger State precisely. You see, Niger people are very attached to cricket and
hockey.
Course, hockey,
as
well as basketball.
Plateau, yeah.
In Plateau State too, they are always attached to basketball. They are always attached to football. They are always attached to handball. You know, in the north, the Northerners see sport as part of them. I believe so, because over the years, I have noticed that. And I feel that's how it should be. If we want to really be the giants of Africa, if we really want to be Nigerian team per se, in order to show that we are the Lionhearts, we are the top of Africa sporting hub, we have to put more of sport activities in the streets in order to take away social vices aside, instead of having other negative angle, rather promoting sport through these opportunities, because it's the best way for us.
Okay, now talking about this, Sunday, Onuyenu has been analyzing all the stories we've been taking. But looking at a week, at least under review now, matches will be played in different locations in Europe. We've talked about volleyball earlier. That Nigeria, that's the Volleyball Federation of Nigeria, they will be kickstarting the final phase in the volleyball competition, the league, today in Abuja at the MKO Abiola Stadium. Different teams are there. And let's see who's going to win the league finally this season, as the ladies and the guys are battle ready to face one another in the Volleyball Federation final phase. We're talking about that sport. Now let's digress a bit. Let's go to the round leader game, where matches will be played in Europe, a lot of matches in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Quickly, we'll be looking at each one the week under review, talking about the previewing all the matches that will be coming up now. Manchester City against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the English Premier League. They will be playing their match at home. And you have Arsenal against Southampton, Chelsea against Leeds United, Liverpool will be at home against Aston Villa, Norwich City against Manchester United, Manchester City, I beg your pardon, against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Those are the matches that will be coming up in England. For now, let's talk about England now. Brighton against Hove Albion. They'll be playing against Tottenham Hotspur. You have Burnley against West Ham in those matches that will be coming up there. Leicester City, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Everton, at least in this group now. If you want to look at it now, attention should be, let's look at Leicester City against Newcastle United. Leicester City, Newcastle United, that will be a match that you want to see. They have a new ball there. I'm talking about Newcastle. They have money now against Leicester City, again under Brendan Rodgers, who lately they have not really found it too easy. Looking at their football, drop the beat, but well, they are still able to hold the pieces. At the King Power Stadium, that match will be coming up. Who do you think will win this game?
For the prediction, if you ask me, I am not too consistent when it comes to prediction.
Okay, if you leave prediction, let's look at the team, the two teams now.
The possibility of who is going to win.
Yes.
Yes, at the moment, Newcastle is not finding it easy because they are already at the relegation zone. But for Leicester, I think maybe because there is so much demand, so much attention now, like everybody is looking up to them now that they've stepped up, and it looks as if they are more or less like a target. So I believe they'll win some, they'll balance, but they still have a better chance than Newcastle. Despite the fact that Newcastle have more money now to splash, they want to go into the January window, they want to get as many players as they can, but it's still going to take time. Because if you look at what happened to Man City over the years, with time they build in players, with time they recruited, and with time they get their footing right, they step on into the top 4 podium. So I believe Leicester City stand a better chance.
Okay, now see, let's go back to the first one there. As we talk about Chelsea, Chelsea be playing against Leeds United. That's the man a lot of people want to see. What will Chelsea do? Will they bounce back from their performance in the UEFA Champions and also against West Ham where they lost? Will they be able to win again today at the Stamford Bridge? All those matches will be coming up. Is it possible that Liverpool against their former legends, another match that a lot of people want to see?
Absolutely. That's going to be the high point of the weekend, because if you ask me, Steven Gerrard has given all he has in football to Liverpool. And of course, now as a coach, he succeed a bit, can I say, partially, not fully, at the Ranger team where he was coming from. He has paid his dues to a large extent, and now that he's back to Premiership where he understands football better, even as a technical advisor now for Aston Villa, I believe he has what it takes to win. We have noticed him got some tangible wins, and of course, it's going to be an historical moment if he can get that unprecedented result against his former club, Liverpool, today, because a whole lot of people want to see how the 11th position in the Premier League, which is Aston Villa now, upsets Liverpool, who has been in the top podium at the moment. They are 34 points. They are standing comfortably at the top log of the table. In a bit, they might drop some points, but I still see Aston Villa giving them a run for their money.
Manchester City, that team right now, they are top in the league, and they will be playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Another match, a lot of people, well, they can't win it. Guardiola knows what to do if they really want to stay in the top of that table. Well, Chelsea now are dropping to top position. They just have to get their acts together. According to Thomas Tuchel, the manager of that team, he said they just have to start it again from the scratch by making sure they make statement that they can hold their own, despite the loss against West Ham and also the match they play in the UEFA Champions League. They want to get back to winning ways. According to Michael Richards, a former player of Manchester City, he said Chelsea should make a bold statement to maintain their winning if they really want to tell all the other teams there that they are the best in England. Well, as it is right now, they just have to get Lukaku back to the top there where he's scoring goals, and they hold their own against other teams. Chelsea, they'll be playing against Leeds United. We know how stubborn Leeds United can be.
Yes, if you ask me, they are like Wolves. They are like some of these teams, like maybe Everton at a point. But I believe Chelsea, expectedly, they are expected to win this match, of course. I mean, for football fanatic and above, they have been seeing many opportunities in terms of success when it comes to their new manager. He has given so much to push the team to the level it is now. So I believe he cannot do anything lesser at this point in time, because Chelsea might not be ending up as the overall winner now when it comes to lifting the trophy of the EPL possibly, but they still have a brighter future. They have a very fantastic run since the season
I hope
started.
you are not getting they are not going to ignite the wrath of Chelsea fans. Well,
no, not really. As a Man U fan, I enjoyed their football.
Yes,
I enjoyed their football.
But now, well,
I'm
wearing their color. I hope their skin is not entering.
No, they used to be a major rival to Man U. I remember those days DJ Drogba will come from the corner and get the needed goal, and Lampard will always assist from the midfield. They were very, very tactical and very top competitors against Man U in those days. Chelsea has something to offer, but I'm not too sure if they will leave the trophy.
It's okay as it is right now. We just know that when it comes to football, Chelsea, Man U are always in the enmity. They always want to drag themselves. Well, we are not here to drag. He is the one dragging Chelsea. If it's going to be drag, Chelsea fans should drag the Man United. But I belong to everyone. Now, still talking about matches that will be coming up this weekend. Let's look at the La Liga Santander, the Premier League. There are a lot of matches will also be coming up. Villarreal will be playing against Rayo Vallecano. Osasuna hosts Barcelona. Hopefully, Barcelona fans will be hoping that Barcelona will go to Osasuna and win. Real Betis against Real Sociedad. The two teams, well, if you check La Liga, you know that the two teams are one of those making statements there. Madrid, Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. It's going to be a big one. It's a derby in the city of Madrid there. But this time around, not at Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. It's at Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid will be hosting Atletico Madrid in a big derby match that will be coming up this weekend. That's a big one there. Let's quickly look at this match. Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, we know, is always a big one. In fact, if you want to rate it, although the biggest one is always between Real and Barcelona, but the derby between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid has been a long time rivalry because they're from the same city of Madrid. And these two teams, Diego Simeone and Carlo Ancelotti with his boys, they want to see if they can win against Atletico today. That match is a big one anytime they meet themselves.
It is a big one because it's the first position and the fourth position of the league trying to slug it out. Real Madrid had over 39 points already now, and Atletico Madrid having 29 points. They are trying to match up. And of course, let's not forget that the fact that Eden Hazard, Karim Benzema are up front. They want to give Real Madrid the needed results. But now it is going to be a cracker because Luis Suarez and Griezmann, Anthony Griezmann want to fight back because they can't just let Real Madrid have their way now, even though Barcelona is not giving the good account of themselves at the moment. So it is going to be a rivalry. Trust me, it's going to be like maybe 60-40 a counter.
Well, Karim Benzema, Vinicius Jr., all these guys will be coming out to show their style against Atletico Madrid, where Griezmann is there to also make statement. You just have to look at that team, very stubborn team coached by Diego Simeone. The Argentine is also a very big man when it comes to coaching. Well, that particular game will be coming up over there at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu between the two rival teams. Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid is the biggest one in La Liga for this weekend. And now let's still look at other fixtures that will be coming up in La Liga quickly as we've given you those first ones now. Atletico Bilbao will be at home against Sevilla, while Valencia hosts Elche. Deportivo Alaves will be at home against Getafe, as Espanyol in the city of Barcelona. Espanyol will be hosting Levante in the other matches that will be coming up. But attention should be on Atletico Bilbao against Sevilla. You just have to look at that match again because Sevilla, where the man Unai Emery holding sway, he just have to win that game also if he wants to make statement against Atletico Bilbao, the team that always they know how to curtail the excesses of that team. But it's going to be a big one too in that particular match.
Trust me, it's going to be a 50-50 encounter. Both of them want to come out fully. Both of them want to give in their best because at the moment now they are trying to balance the table. Before they will get to the January transfer windows, before they will get to the coming months where the league winner will be decided, every team now has to come up fully. So I see it as a 50-50 encounter for now.
Between Atletico Bilbao and Sevilla, well, that will be the second match that a lot of people want to see. If you love La Liga, Primera Liga or Santander, you just have to look at those matches. Madrid against Atletico, a big one. It's a derby, a big one between the two teams. And now let's go quickly to the Italian Serie A, where defensive football style is what they do there. Now Verona against Atalanta. Napoli will be hosting Empoli at the city of Naples. And you have Sassuolo rather, against Lazio, talking about all the matches that will be coming up. Torino, they host Bologna in the city of Turin there. Well, those games will be coming up in the this weekend. Venezia against Juventus. You just have to look at Udinese hosting AC Milan. Fiorentina will be at home against Salernitana. Another matches that will be coming up. Still talking about all these games that will be coming up there. I just have to look at Torino, Bologna, Verona, Atalanta, Napoli, Empoli, Sassuolo, Lazio. But I think my attention will be on Juventus, Venezia. Can Juventus win against Venezia? It is very possible. But Fiorentina against Salernitana, we have a Nigerian Simeon Nwankwo in that team called Salernitana. Maybe he will be able to score for that team. And Udinese against AC Milan. AC Milan, so right now, they are doing well in the Italian Serie A, well behind the like of Napoli. But can they hold it against that team called Udinese in the city of Udine?
They might, AC Milan want to come out fully now because they will just have to make sure they heal from the Champions League injury they just got. And for Udinese, they will want to give their best as usual. But trust me, AC Milan has been a nut to crack when it comes to Serie A all these years. So I believe they still have what it takes to get the needed win. But let's not forget the fact that football is a game of 90 minutes until the final whistle is blown. You have to look at what the both teams had tactically, from the flanks to the wing down to the midfield and of course the forward. So for now, I'm still seeing a cracker between AC Milan and Udinese, maybe 50-50 a counter.
Well, Stefan Pioli, the manager of AC Milan, he will also get his lads to win that game. AC Milan are one of the teams that have a lot of history when it comes to football. You just have to follow them. When it comes to football, AC Milan, they have really done well. The Rossoneri's, as they are known. Now we move away from that. Let's go straight to the German Bundesliga, where matches will be coming up this weekend also. As we look at Bayern Munich hosting Mainz over there at the Allianz Arena. Bochum 1848 will be at home against Borussia Dortmund. Freiburg hosted Hoffenheim in the German Bundesliga. Now we look at other matches that will be coming up also in the German Bundesliga, where Hertha Berlin will be at home against Arminia Bielefeld, as RB Leipzig, the team that have been they will be hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach in their own game. Borussia Mönchengladbach travels to play against RB Leipzig. Greuther Fürth against Union Berlin, where Awoniyi will be trading today. He will be playing rather for his team for the Union Berlin. Now Wolfsburg at the Volkswagen Arena will play host to VfB Stuttgart. RB Leipzig against Borussia Mönchengladbach, after I've taken that earlier. But that is going to be a big match between RB Leipzig and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayer Leverkusen, another big match between those two games. Let's quickly look at those two games. Eintracht Frankfurt, they'll be hosting Bayer Leverkusen, and just have to give it up to RB Leipzig and another team, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Those two teams right now is like you are playing Everton against Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
The two teams, they have equal, you want to say equal strength.
Or bragging rights.
Yes.
They just came out from the Europa. And now that they are back from the Europa, they want to give in their best. You know, the teams have what it takes to win, both of them. But you know, within the time frame of the first 45 minutes, that's when you want to know who is likely to win the match, because the anticipation will already be showing. And of course, for Leverkusen, I think they are enjoying a smooth ride now at the moment, and they just have to go back to their Bundesliga and make a whole good point. For Bayern Munich, they have been very dominant. They have been very formidable. It's comfortable for them. It's like you can't take it away from them. That's what people feel now at the moment. It's not like EPL where you can say we have top four. How do we say if Freiburg can come up to Bayern level at the moment? How do you predict Mays coming up to Bayern level at the moment? A whole lot of people are already giving it to Bayern even before the league starts, even before the league gets to middle, or before the league is rounding off. So I believe other teams have to just bring in their best. Leipzig is doing well for themselves, but for now, they just have to buckle more of their shoes and ensure they trade tackles with their opponent at all costs to get the needed 3 points, and of course, step into the top 2 or 3 in the end of the season.
Well, Eintracht Frankfurt against Bayer Leverkusen, that match, I would love to see that match because of the history behind those two teams, Bayer Leverkusen and Eintracht Frankfurt. Remember, JJ Okocha playing for that team. He was in Germany, and he was celebrated by that team, Eintracht Frankfurt, before he moved away from that team. Good one there. Now, let's quickly go straight to France. Let's talk about the French Ligue 1. A lot of matches will be coming up there. Brest against Montpellier, as you have Reims against Saint-Etienne in the French Ligue 1 fixtures for this weekend. We are looking at we are previewing the matches quickly as we talk about Lille against Lyon. Defending champion Lille, that is LOLC, Lille against Olympique Lyonnais, as they pronounce them. They will play together. That will be a big match, a very big match.
Of course.
Troyes against Bordeaux, Strasbourg against Marseille, PSG against Monaco, another big match there. So I think we should look at PSG, Monaco,
and
then Lille,
Lyon. And Lille. I believe the likes of Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, he's currently trending at the moment, despite the fact that he has gotten the needed accolades for his career. They just have to come out fully to stand a chance to beat their opponent. You can't just flaunt the big names without showing it practically. But still, for Lyon, I think that's a match to watch for the weekend when it comes to French Ligue 1, if you ask me, because it's going to be a cracker. Both teams want to fight out and show the rivalry they've been sharing all these years in the French Ligue 1. For PSG, they just have to keep playing as a team, not just as individual big players now, to get the needed result. By now, I believe they should just be like Bayern Munich in German Bundesliga. They would have been giving other teams maybe like 20-point margin, if you ask me, with the prolific kind of players they have.
But the gap is still there.
Yeah, it is, but it's not that much. It's not convincing yet.
But the point they have is farther, that is longer than the one Bayern is having ahead of the other teams.
No, what I'm saying, the name Bayern has created for themselves in Bundesliga. Everyone that wants to play them wants to fight at all costs to match to their level. So I believe for the stats statistic they have now at the moment, coupled together with the prolific players, they just need to buckle up and make sure they get the needed name now before it is going to come towards the end of the season or next season. People will now say, oh, if you want to play PSG, you have to go extra mile. I think that's what they need to achieve now, if possible. Not just winning the trophy. They need to make a dominance or show supremacy, a dominant statement or show supremacy in that French Ligue 1 to ensure others see them as the bigger teams.
Well, as it is right now, what he's just saying in a nutshell is that PSG should get themselves to that level where they'll be fearful to others. Well,
Yes.
We've been talking about French League 1. Lille against Lyon. Particular Ozem or a player, very good player, will be playing there. And they just have to look at Renato Sanchez for Lille. Don't forget the arrowhead of PSG, the likes of Lionel Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. Oh, I mentioned their name, Angel Di Maria. That team is loaded. Well, they just have to make statement against AS Monaco. Those are the fixtures in the for the weekend, as we just previewed matches in the French League 1, Bundesliga, La Liga, not forgetting Serie A, and also English Premier League, as the fixtures will be coming up. A lot of matches. Biggest one, like Atletico against Real Madrid, is a derby, and you just have to look at Aston Villa, where their former legend Steven Gerrard is coming back home to play against them as a coach this time around. Matches will be coming up. Well, let the best team win, as we won't support any team here, but we only have to talk about them. Sunday, Onuyenu, good to have you in the studio once again.
The pleasure is all mine.
Well, our slogan here is that you keep doing sport because it's what? It's business and fitness. I am Adeni Ajusha. Thanks for staying tuned to us. This is Sport on Trust TV.
Celebration from their team!